It's been almost a year since the Pixel 7 Pro launched. A lot of things have changed in the industry, but where does it stack up? Welcome to Pixel 7 Pro's REDUX, basically almost a year after release. So for better or worse, the Pixel 7 Pro is a Google phone from top to bottom. It's a refined version of the Pixel 6 Pro with tuning and tweaks that improve the formula, and let's get these good things out of the way right up top with this phone. I'm personally just happy to see Google up the quality control. Hey, things are far from perfect here, but we're definitely heading in the right direction. Problems seem less amplified with the Pixel 7 Pro, and that bodes well for A, the longer you hold onto your device, and B, the next two generations of flagship Pixel phones, which will improve year over year. Even using the Pixel 6 Pro, at least now anyway, feels like a fairly substantial downgrade from the Pixel 7 Pro, which I think personally is a huge compliment to the hardware on offer here. This is everything that the Pixel 6 Pro aimed to be, but better. Lots of the changes are seemingly minor, but Google deserves major credit for attempting to tweak rather than just starting over and starting from scratch. You can see this improvement right away with the all-metal camera bar, which is improved over the glass version from the previous generation. It's a visually unique look, and it's starting to become a signature or a standout design trait for the Pixel series. A reduction that has also been found in the screen edge curves, which just helps usability and potentially the long-term durability of the Pixel series, and this itself is an excellent screen as well. It's only really surpassed by the Galaxy S23 Ultra screen, but I would say that the Pixel 7 Pro screen could get a tiny bit brighter if truth be told. Hey, you can still see it in every situation, and the tuning is chef's kiss. It's just about as good in every situation and has been as good as every Pixel phone screen today. The default profile looks fantastic for just about every bit of content that you'll ever likely consume on your smartphone, which is definitely for the best. There are also a few better point and shoot smartphone cameras than a Pixel that you can go out and buy. The Pixel 7 Pro moves the needle further with improvements in all of its areas. Consistency is of course key with a smartphone camera, and that's where the 7 Pro shines. 99.9% of the time, it just nails the scene or the setting. The strength really here lies heavily in people and pets, if they're your main subject, but everywhere else I think this triple camera system is genuinely a joy to use. No, I would say it's not objectively the best out there, but it's really close to being so, and Google is doing excellent things without actually having the latest and greatest camera sensors. The truth is that it's good all of the time, and there's no device out there that actually handles things like moving subjects as well as a Pixel phone, specifically the Pixel 7 Pro. I also want to talk a little bit about Android 13. Google deserves a lot of credit as it fixed a ton of bugs that rolled out with Android 12 and caused a lot of issues with the Pixel 6 series when that launched, and since the 7 Pro has been available, it hasn't had anywhere near as many bugs or annoyances as the previous gen. Android 14 itself is not that far off, and it might have actually dropped by the time you're watching this video. It just enhances Material U further still, and it makes your phone even more cohesive. So after a year, some of the lackluster areas have come a little bit more pronounced, so we're going to talk about the bad for a moment. I personally have no qualms with the Tensor G2 processor itself. It's backed with enough RAM that anything I want or need to do will be catered for pretty comfortably, including some light gaming. However, there are many annoyances with Google's Samsung-made processor. For starters, the heat management is pretty atrocious and has become a bigger issue the longer I've actually used this as my main phone. This phone can get pretty hot, and that means thermal throttling and therefore performance degradation. Would most ordinary people notice? Well, I'd say probably not, but you can actually tell if the back of your phone is getting warm, even if you don't care or don't push your phone that often. Tensor itself really also hasn't offered exceptional battery longevity at any point because of those efficiency problems. It's far from the worst, but I will say that the Pixel 7 Pro has just okay longevity, at least in my experience and a lot of other people that I've spoken to. The combination of the lower efficiency and thermal performance definitely have effects or affect how much you can use the Pixel 7 Pro each and every day. It's the best in a few years though, but it is hampered by slow charging speeds that make charging quickly somewhat frustrating. 2 hours to charge the phone from dead I think is really slow by today's standards, and it's quite frustrating. Sure, Google doesn't need to offer any ridiculous 100-watt charging on its next generation. I just think a bump to somewhere around that 45 to 60 watt would be amazing, but we'll have to wait and see what Google has up its sleeve for the Pixel 8 series. I think one of the biggest complaints though about the Pixel 6 series was the utterly dreadful modem reception. Not only was it disappointing, I experienced this myself, but it was also a cause for concern. This is still a smartphone after all, and you do need signal. Google has reduced the problems with Tensor G2, but I can't honestly say it's been perfect, at least in my experience. Sometimes I'll get lower signal strength in areas where a Samsung phone phone, or even, God forbid, an iPhone will have no such connection issues. And even when roaming, I've seen more problems here with dropped connection or seeing that little exclamation mark in the signal bar. But overall, it is a big improvement in most areas with regards to reception. So when we're looking at this entire device, let's round out the score sheet. So on the good side, we have the design, the display, the camera. I'll throw in the price here too, as it's actually pretty competitive. In the not so good / bad area, we've got heat management, the modem consistency, and the charging speed, and maybe the battery life if you're someone who's a heavy user. With the Pixel 8 series looming, the Pixel 7 Pro has really helped get Google smartphones out of a rut, and there's fewer problems, an enticing price point, and a solid experience that has improved even more with software updates. I think if you're in the market for this specific phone, or any device generally that is, then you should wait though for the Google Pixel 8 and the 8 Pro. We're already beginning to see fire sales on the 7 and 7 Pro, and discounts could increase once the 8 series officially launches. This device itself has 4 more years of software support with updates to Android 16, and I think that makes it a good deal for a Pixel phone that has easily been among the best Google releases since the launch of the series. I want to ask you though, how are you getting on with the Pixel 7 Pro? Do you think this is a good phone? Has it aged well? Let me know down in the comment sections below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this Pixel 7 Pro Redux. We'll have more in the pipeline in the future. Until next time, I'll speak to you later.